Good evening, baseball fans, and welcome to Yorkton Cardinals baseball here on YouTube Live. The Brooks Bombers are in town tonight, taking on your hometown Yorkton Cardinals. The Brooks Bombers took the opener of the series 5-0 last night at Jubilee Park. Jake Anderson went 6 strong innings, only allowing a few runs, but it was on the line for the loss, however. The outfield for the Cardinals this evening in right field, number 23, Nick Hoyt. Phil Wayland, the center fielder this evening, and Kai Takahashi Ho is in left field.
Playing second base, number 14, Taggart, Huber.
Grant Kosanke at third base. Logan McDougall at shortstop. Tanner Huber is at second base. Luke Shakirik is at first base. Matt Corman will do the catching tonight, and Hut Smith out of North Carolina will be tonight's starter for the hometown Yorkton Cardinals. At this time, we will take a pause for the Star Spangled Banner as well as O Canada. What's with the 12 kids on the scoreboard? Random kicker just a field goal. He went all the way 110 years
back. Today's game day sponsor is Hancock Plumbing Limited. Serving Yorkton for over 50 years.
The anthems have been sung, and we're ready for some baseball here in downtown Yorkton at Jubilee Park. As, like I said earlier, the Brooks Bombers are in town taking on your Yorkton Cardinals. Game time temperature is sunshine. 28 degrees Celsius, 83 degrees Fahrenheit if you are watching south of the border. Winds are heading straight out to center field very low, roughly around 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. The starting lineup for the visiting Brooks Bombers batting first is Brock Partain. He will be playing center field. Zach Lehman, the shortstop, bats second. Josh McIntyre playing left field and batting third for the Bombers. Damian Rodriguez, the first baseman, batting fourth. Spencer Rankin, the designated hitter this evening. Brendan Cates is catching tonight. McCoy Pierce is at second base and batting seventh. Batting eighth, Danny Donnelly, the right fielder, and Albert Vargas is playing third base this evening for the Brooks Bombers. Starting pitcher tonight for the Brooks Bombers will be Tyler Mondew.
Leading off the Brooks Bombers in the top first, center fielder number 2, Brock Partain.
Brock Partain leading things off here for the Brooks Bombers in the top of the first inning. The first pitch to Partain is in there for a called first strike.
Yeah, I have all of them. Here we go.
Ball is just high and outside to even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike to Partain.
I have the strikeout whistle. And then the price is right.
Fouled off by Partain. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
Yeah, end of the inning strikeout.
The 1-2 from Hut Smith is in the dirt. Good block by Corman. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss from Partain. He goes down on strikes for out number 1. Zach Lehman, the shortstop, is now in for the Brooks Bombers. 1 gone here. Just getting underway in Yorkton once again. For you who have just joined us, the Brooks Bombers are taking on the Yorkton Cardinals. Hut Smith on the mound for the Yorkton Cardinals. First pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. Ball in the dirt evens the count, 1-1. A good pitch from Hut Smith, catches the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Another good outside pitch. Catches Zach Lehman looking for out number 2.
I just wanted to do those during.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then I'll use yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good outside fastball from Hut Smith. No balls, 1 strike, the count to the left fielder, Josh McIntyre. The 0-1 in the dirt evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. In the dirt as well, 2 balls, 1 strike. High and outside. 3-1 the count to Josh McIntyre, the left fielder this evening for the Bombers. Inside as McIntyre draws the 2-out walk, which will bring to the plate the first baseman Damian Rodriguez. Rodriguez batting .290 on the season in the cleanup spot this evening for the Bombers. Good fastball from Hut Smith is in there for a called first strike. The 0-1 offering is hit into shallow left field, and it will drop in there for a single. Brooks Bombers got 2 runners on here in the top of the first, 2 gone, however. Spencer Rankin, the designated hitter this evening for the Bombers, will now be up at the plate. 2 gone, however, here in the first. As I said earlier, runners on first and second base. The first pitch to Rankin is swung on and hit deep to left field, but that one will get foul. A long strike, as we like to call it. Oh, what?
No, I'll just say it the first time.
Anything that's $1, basically. Second pitch is in the dirt from Hut Smith to even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Second bleacher. Hut Smith will step off as Josh McIntyre is playing some mind games with Hut Smith over at second base. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Spencer Rankin, the DH this evening. This one's fouled off. A little check swing from Rankin. 1-2 the count. Wrong. The 1-2 offering from Hut Smith is hit down the left field line. Looks like it'll get down, and the Brooks Bombers are going to take the lead here early in the first. Spencer Rankin with the double and RBI gives the Brooks Bombers the 1-0 lead here in the first. So Rankin and Damian Rodriguez is over at third base. 2 gone here still in the Bombers' first, which will bring to the plate the catcher, Brendan Cates. Cates is batting .305, a good average for a catcher in this league. A very good bat from Cates. Not liking the way the Yorkton batting box is. Good fastball from Hut Smith is called first strike. The 0-1 offering is hit to center field, and Phil Whalen will be on the run. And he will get there for out number 3. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on after half an inning complete. It's the Brooks Bombers 1. Yorkton Cardinals coming up to bat in the bottom of the first. We'll be right back with more Yorkton Cardinals baseball here on YouTube Live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Yorkton Cardinals baseball here on YouTube Live. Bottom of the first, Cards are up to bat here. Tanner Huber, the native out of Unity, Saskatchewan. Bombers did take the 1-0 lead, however, in the first inning. Tyler Mondew on the mound this evening for the Brooks Bombers, who were victorious last night in this series opener, 5-0 over the Cardinals. First pitch is outside to Huber. 1 ball, no strikes. A called first strike evens the count at 1-1. Huber pops this one foul. Will get over the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. Dun, dun, dun. The 1-2 offering is grounded high back to Mondew, and he'll throw over to first base. Huber grounds out for out number 1.
Brings up the catcher, number 30, Matt Corbin.
Matt Corman, the product out of the University of Calgary, catching tonight for Hut Smith, will take a first pitch called strike. High and outside evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike to the Cardinals catcher. Ground ball to the shortstop. He'll pick it up and fire across the diamond for out number 2. Corman grounds out. 6-3 if you're keeping score at home. Luke Shakaric, the first baseman this evening, is now up at the plate. 2 gone in the Cardinal first. Taking a look at Mondeau's stats for the season, he has a 10.60 ERA and 26 and a third innings pitched. Also has 18 strikeouts to his name. Shakirik will take a fastball called for a strike. 0-1 the count. Another fastball on the outside corner for a called second strike to the Cardinal first baseman. Shakirik takes a ball just outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Shakirik grounds one to the second baseman, and he it'd be an air charge to the second baseman as Shakirik reaches. And that'll bring to the plate now Zach Taylor, the designated hitter. You usually find him over at first base. However, he's taking the night off tonight, just hitting for pitcher Hut Smith. And Shakirik will take the duties at first base. 2 gone here in the Cardinals first. Good curveball for Mondeau is in there for a called for a strike. Swing and a miss from Taylor. No balls, 2 strikes. The count to the Cardinal designated hitter. Balls outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 offering to Taylor is popped straight up to the center fielder. And he'll camp under it, and 3 gone. Cardinals, no runs, no hits, 1 Brooks Bomber error, leave 1 man stranded. After 1 complete, it's the Brooks Bombers 1. The Yorkton Cardinals, no score. We'll be right back with the top of the second right after this. Welcome back to Yorkton Cardinals baseball. We are here on YouTube Live, and we are also here in the top of the second as McCoy Pierce, the second baseman, will lead things off for the Brooks Bombers. The Bombers currently have the 1-0 lead thanks to a double from Spencer Rankin earlier in the first. First pitch is in there for a call for a strike. This one's popped straight over the sound booth for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to count to the Bombers' second baseman. The 0-2 offering from Hut Smith is in the dirt for ball 1. Ooh, a good pitch from Hut Smith is just a tad outside to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A curveball high and outside fills the count. McCoy Pierce draws the leadoff walk. Bombers got a runner on here, none gone. Danny Donnelly, the right fielder this evening for the Brooks Bombers, now up at the plate, batting 126 this year. I'm guessing 9's beer batter, Greg? Donnelly will square around to bunt, but misses it for a call for a first strike. This one's popped straight into right field. Nick Hoyt's on the run, and Nick Hoyt will get there for the first out. Albert Vargas, the third baseman this evening for the Brooks Bombers. Vargas is batting .206 on the season. First pitch to Vargas is high and inside for ball 1. A good fastball from Hut Smith is in there for a called first strike to even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. 37-18. Roscoe Riders are up. This one's hit into shallow center field, and Phil Whalen will get there. Albert Vargas making the Yorkton fans happy as he was the beer batter, and the beer batter goes out. Beer goes on sale. So with that flyout, beer is now on sale. Head back to the top of the lineup as Brock Partain will step in for the Bombers. Was a strikeout victim last inning. First pitch is a good fastball from Hut Smith for a called first strike. This one's popped straight into right field. Nick Hoyt will head over there and fly out. No runs, no hits, no Yorkton Cardinals. The Bombers leave 1 stranded. After 1.5, it's the Brooks Bombers 1. The Yorkton Cardinals, no score. We'll be right back with the Cardinal bottom of the second right after this. Welcome back, fans, to Yorkton Cardinals baseball here on YouTube Live. We are in the bottom of the second. The Brooks Bombers currently lead the Cardinals 1-0 thanks to a one-run top of the first for the Bombers. Phil Whalen, the center fielder. Phil Whalen, the center fielder, leading things off for the Cardinals in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch to Whalen is in there for a called first strike. Another fastball in there from Mondo is called for a second strike. No balls, 2 strikes to the Cardinals center fielder. The 0-2 offering is just a tad outside. By a good 2 feet. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. To Phil Whalen. Good pitch from Mondo, just a tad outside to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. This one's hit into left field, and it'll get down. Cardinals got a base runner. Phil Whalen singles to left field. So Phil Whalen reaches on the single to left field, which will bring to the plate the shortstop, Logan McDougall. McDougall, the product of Summerside, Prince Edward Island, and the member of the Calgary Dinos, as well as the catcher, Matt Corman. Kind of a weird play, but they tried going to get Phil Whalen at second, but he got in there. So if you're keeping score, it's a 5-4-3 ground out. Don't see that one very often, but they were attempting the double play, but Phil Whalen just a little too fast. To bring in left fielder Kai Takahashi-Ho, batting 136 this 2019 summer season for the Cardinals. Takes a first pitch strike. Ball in the dirt evens the count at 1 ball. Strike. Everyone takes his lead off a second. Takahashi-Ho takes a called curveball. A good curveball from Mondo. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Thank you to everyone who tuned in tonight. Wherever you may be watching from, the Cardinals appreciate you tuning in and watching Cardinal baseball here on YouTube. Phil Whalen's on the run. This one's fouled off by Takahashi-Ho off the foot. 1 ball. Charge. They went to offering to Takahashi-Ho coming from Mondo. Phil Whalen's leading, taking a nice lead off a second. That one's outside, evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the Cardinals left fielder. 1 gone here as Mondo will get a visit from his catcher. Maybe some miscommunication on Keith as Keith goes out for the visit. Yeah. The 2-2 offering from Mondo is hit down the right field line. Foul, however, to keep the count at 2-2. Phil Whalen's playing some mind games with Tyler Mondeau on the mound as he's forced to step off. No throw, however. This one's popped foul. And I'll hit the top of the Cardinal dugout for another foul ball.
Foul ball. Ball back to the canteen. You get yourself $1 or any item worth $1 at the canteen. Candy, freezing candy bag, freezing popcorn, frozen yogurt.
Plenty of options. Takahashi Ho is still in the box with quite the battle going on. Fouled off 3 so far. Once again, the 2-2 offering from Mondeau. Phil Whalen's on the run, and he will steal third base. Fills the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Cardinal left fielder Kai Takahashi Ho. 8 pitches in this at-bat so far, so quite the battle. The full count offering from Mondeau is fouled off into the, or near the Bomber dugout. A good battle by Kai Takahashi Ho. Outlasts Mondeau for the walk. A 10-pitch at-bat from Kai Takahashi Ho. Nick Hoyt, the right fielder now after the Cardinals, 1 gone here in their bottom of the second. Looking to get on the board here, tie the game with the Brooks Bombers. First pitch to Nick Hoyt is hit. And the Cardinals get doubled up. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. They leave 1 stranded here. At the end of 2, it's the Brooks Bombers 1, the Yorkton Cardinals no score. We'll be right back with the top of the 3rd inning here on YouTube Live. Welcome back, Yorkton Cardinal fans here, and as well as some Brooks Bomber fans if you are tuning in. Top of the 3rd now as Zach Lehman, the shortstop, leads off for the Brooks Bombers. 1-0 lead for the Bombers as well, as they scored 1 in the top of the 1st. The first pitch from Hutt Smith is a good curveball, just a tad low, according to home plate umpire Ron Shuchuk. Warren Burrell is at first base tonight, and Daryl Zimmer is at third base. Those are your umpires for tonight. A check over at first base, and he did not go as the count increases to 2 balls and no strikes to the Brooks. Another ball, 3 balls, no strikes. That's what happens when you rig your team. A good fastball from Hunt Smith goes in there. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. The 3-1 offering from Hunt Smith is just a tad outside as Zach Lehman draws the leadoff walk. Now batting is the left fielder, Josh McIntyre. A good fastball from Hunt Smith is in there on the outside corner for a called first strike to Josh McIntyre. Matt Lehman takes his lead off, and this one's hit down the left field line, but it will get foul. No balls, 2 strikes to count. None gone here in the Bombers' third. The 0-2 offering from Hunt Smith. This one's blooped into left field. Kai Takahashi won't get there. Bombers once again got runners on first and second after the single. Damian Rodriguez, the first baseman, single to left field, but was left on base back in the first inning. None gone here in the Bombers' third. The bunt will get down there, and Hunt Smith will get there and throw over to Shakaric. Sacrifice. 1-3. Spencer Rankin, the DH. Robbie Dombrowski will give a visit to Hunt Smith, and while he is doing that, we will take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. A few other games going on in the Western Canadian Baseball League, including the Fort McMurray Giants visiting the Edmonton Prospects. That game is actually being delayed right now due to some rain at Remax Field. The Melville Millionaires are in Medicine Hat, Alberta tonight, taking on the Mavericks. They currently trail 5-0 in the bottom of the second. Weyburn Beavers lead the Regina Red Sox at Curry Field in Regina in the top of the third, 1-0. In the bottom of the second, the Swift Current 57s lead the Moose Jaw Miller Express 1-0. And at Siemens Stadium in Okotoks, the Dogs lead the Lethbridge Bulls in the top of the second, 2-0. Just a quick visit from Robbie Dombrowski to Hunt Smith, as the Cardinals have 1 gone here. As Spencer Rankin is hit by the pitch to load the bases. So hot. Huh? Yeah. This one's a hit. Singled into left field. 1 run will come to score. 2 runs will come in to score as the Brooks Bombers take the 3-0 lead thanks to a single from Brendan Cates. So Brendan Cates, the catcher, with a single and 2 RBIs, increases the Brooks Bombers lead to 3-0 here in the top of the third, as McCoy Pierce, the second baseman, will step in now for the Bombers. Hut Smith still on the mound for the Cardinals. A good first pitch strike to Pierce. With no balls, 1 strike the count. This one's fouled down the right field line. It'll get out of play. No balls, 2 strikes to count. This one's a deep down the left field line. Takahashi Ho on the run. He's over there, and that one is gone. McCoy Pierce with a 3-run shot to left field. It increases the Brooks Bombers lead to 6-0 here in the third. A little bit of confusion out there as nobody really knew where it was, including me. You saw Takahashi O climb the wall, but didn't come back with it. Bombers now lead 6-0. 5-run third inning for them right now. That one's high and upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Low and in the dirt. Play with us. He played like 4. He played his minimum, I think. Two balls, no strikes to count to Danny Donnelly, the right fielder for the Bombers. And he'll hit this one in the right field gap, and Nick White is there. 2 gone here in the Bombers' third.
Two for $8 for 5 minutes.
27. Albert Vargas, the third baseman, was a flyout victim to Phil Whalen in center field in the second inning last inning. He'll take a first pitch called strike from Hut Smith. This one's grounded to Grant Kosenki at third. Good throw over there at first. That'll do it for the Bombers. 5 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. After 2.5 innings complete, it's the Brooks Bombers 6, the Yorkton Cardinals, no score. Cardinals will be right back on the bats right after this. Welcome back, folks. Yorkton Cardinals baseball here. Grant Kosanke gets things started pretty early with a single to left field. So Grant Kosanke gets on with a single to left field. Cardinals got a base runner here in the third. Brings back to the top of the order for the second baseman, Tanner Huber. First pitch is high and upstairs for ball one. Second pitch, Huber is fouled back just over the sound booth once again to even count 1 ball, 1 strike. Cardinals got some action in their bullpen as local product Montana Johnson warms up. This one's grounded to the first baseman. He's going to go over to second for at least the lead runner as Kosanke.
Huber aboard on the fielder's choice for the first out of the inning. Now batting catcher number 30, Matt Corbin.
So Grant Kosanke goes out on the fielder's choice for out number 1. However, Huber is safe at first to bring to the plate the catcher, number 30, Matt Corman. Corman grounded out to the shortstop in the first inning, and he'll foul this one over to bench boss Robbie Dombrowski at third base. He's a seasoned pro. The 0-1 offering to Matt Corman is swung on and missed for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. The 0-2 offering is high and upstairs to Corman. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This one's hit high, hit a ton to center field. Looks like the center fielder will camp under it for out number 2.
Now batting first base, number 12, Luke Shakira.
Which will bring back to the plate. Luke Shakira reached on an air charge to the Bomber second baseman back in the first inning.
Just in case he goes yard, I do have a home run song. Yeah.
Winds are starting to move, come from the east now as Shakaric swings and misses for strike 1. Or 50-50.
Thank you.
Shakaric takes his second pitch outside, evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Shakaric hits this one a ton, but it's foul back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Shakaric takes this one. Two balls, 2 strikes to Luke Shakaric, the first baseman tonight for the Cardinals. High and upstairs, full count offering. Coming up from Mondo. Carrick will call time himself. Back in the box now. Mondo want to throw over to first, but first baseman's confused. As he's, I think, actually a few, like 2 steps from the outfield as Carrick swings and misses. Cardinals go down. No balls, rather no runs, sorry. 1 run, no Brooks Bomber errors, and leave 1 man stranded here in the 3rd. After 3 completed, it's the Brooks Bomber 6th. Yorkton Cardinals, no score. We'll be right back with more Yorkton Cardinals baseball and the top of the 4th inning right after this. Welcome back, folks. Yorkton Cardinals baseball. We are here in the top of the 4th as the Bombers lead 6-0 as the leadoff hitter for the Bombers. Brock Cartine reaches on the infield single. Cut Smith will go over and check on Cartine at first. Single to left field from Zach Lehman has the Bombers with runners on first and second here in top of the 4th. That'll bring up left fielder Josh McIntyre. McIntyre walked in the first and was also single to left field. As Hut Smith will get a visit from bench boss Robbie Dombrowski here in the fourth. Probably just a chat to get some of his composure back. And
That's gonna be it. Is this Montana?
yes, it is.
Number 27.
Yep. That'll actually do it for Hut Smith.
Now pitching for the Cardinals is number 27, Montana Johnson.
Yeah, it's not in here.
Yeah, it'll. We have to
Reset this or what?
just, here, I'll just.
Welcome back to Yorkton Cardinals baseball. Montana Johnson, the local product out of Yorkton, will now come into the game and relieve Hut Smith. As Smith went 3 innings, allowing 6 runs off 7 hits. Johnson's debut in the Western Canadian Baseball League, member of the Parkland Expos Midget AAA program, known to have a very powerful arm. This one's fouled back into the screen for strike 1. Johnson comes into a little dicey situation as the Bombers do have runners on first and second, but they will. They're Hut Smith's responsibility. High and outside, evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. As Josh McIntyre is hit by the pitch that will load the bases here for the Bombers,
First baseman, number 23, Damian Rodriguez.
which will bring to the plate the first baseman, Damian Rodriguez, who hit a single in the first. Also had a beautiful bunt for the Bombers back in the 3rd inning, part of their 5-run 3rd inning, to be specific. Donald behind upstairs to Rodriguez for ball 1. That's his favorite thing. The second pitch from Johnson is upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes to the Bombers first baseman. Yeah. Johnson throws a good fastball. 2 balls, 1 strike. He fights back in the count. This one's outside. 3 balls, 1 strike, the count. The 3-1 offering from Johnson is high and upstairs, walks him. As the Bombers are bringing in another run, 7-0 lead now for the Bombers in the 4th inning. The DH Spencer Rankin will be back in. He doubled back in the first, was also hit by the pitch and scored in the 3rd inning. A little bit of a breeze blowing in from the east to moving over to the west as the flags lightly fly in center field. The first pitch is hit on the ground to Tanner Huber. He'll bobble it. And
RBI ground out to Rankin, first out of the inning, now batting catcher number 8, Brendan Cates.
is that RBI, Greg?
Yeah. There was no error on the play.
Here and here. So Rankin will ground out to Tanner Huber for the first out. However, Zach Lehman will come in to score to increase the Bomber lead to 8-0. As the first pitch to Brendan Cates is taken for a ball. The 1-0 offering is popped straight up to Matt Cortman. He will head back. One and 1 the count to the Bomber catcher. That one's a little low, according to home plate umpire Ron Shuchak, for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count. Lights have been turned on here at Jubilee Park. Sun is starting to set. Temperature is cooling off today a bit. As earlier today, it was a warm 32 degrees Celsius. Very warm day in the parkland. The 3-1 offering is hit to the shortstop, Logan McDougall. And the error will be charged to the shortstop as another run comes in to score.
Now batting second baseman, number 22, McCoy Pierce.
The Bombers' second baseman, McCoy Pierce, takes a first pitch ball. Walked back in the second, was also hit a 3-run home run in the 3rd inning, takes a second pitch ball. As first base is open here for the Bombers. 1 gone. That one's in the dirt for a ball. Houston. A little bit of confusion over there from third base umpire Daryl Zimmer, as he did call that one fair. A couple seconds later, threw up his hands and said foul. As the Bombers' third base coach is not happy, as it would have scored 2 runs and 2 More RBIs would have been given to McCoy Pierce, but looks like Pierce will head back into the box, and that one will be called foul, as the Bombers gave him the green light on 3-0. 3 balls, 1 strike to the Bombers' second baseman. The 3-1 offering from Johnson almost hits Pierce as he'll walk him. Now set up the double play opportunity as Damian Rodriguez is over at third base. Brendan Cates, the catcher's at second, and yes, McCoy Pierce is at first. And Danny Donnelly, the right fielder, will come up. He's been a flyout victim both times to Nick Hoyt in right field back in the second and third inning. Good pitch from Johnson, catches the bottom inside corner for a called first strike. This one's hit over McDougall's head, and it will score 2 runs as the Bombers will increase their lead to 11-0 now over the Cardinals. And that'll do it for local product to Montana Johnson. Nothing really much he could do as he was thrown into a crappy situation with runners on already. And through strikes, Bombers hit the ball and a few errors. And that'll do it for Johnson as the Melville product in Garrett Houston will now come in for the Cardinals. And still a tough situation with runners on second and third with only 1 gone. We'll let Garrett Houston warm up, and we'll be right back with more Yorkton Cardinals baseball here in the mid of the fourth. 1 gone on YouTube Live. Welcome back to Cardinal Baseball here on YouTube Live. The Brooks Bombers currently leading 11-0 as Garrett Houston comes into the game for the Cardinals. Throws a good first pitch fastball for a called strike. No, it's only 11. Because McCoy Pierce is at third, Danny Donnelly is at second. Yeah, it's only 11. This one's hit to center field, and Phil Whalen will get there as the Bombers will tag up for another run as McCoy Pierce will come in. Now 12-0.
Vargas with the sack fly for the second out. With that out here now on set, 2 for $8 for 5 minutes. Now batting center fielder number 2, Brock Partey.
Sack fly for the Bombers. 12-0 lead now. As the leadoff hitter, Brock Partine, the center fielder, currently 1 for 3 on the night with a strikeout, flied out to the right fielder, Nick Hoyt, and also had a single and scored in the fourth. Houston. First pitch from Houston is a ball in the dirt, 1 ball, no strikes. This one's hit down the right field line. Looks like it will land in the Brook Bomber bullpen for a long strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. A good pitch from Houston is in there for a called strike. This one's hit to center field, and Phil Whalen's on the move. He will get there. 6 runs off 3 hits to Yorkton Cardinals. Bombers leave 1 stranded. After 3.5 complete, it's the Brooks Bombers 12, Yorkton Cardinals, no score. They'll be on the sticks here shortly in the 4th. We'll be right back with that bottom of the 4th here on YouTube Live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Yorkton Cardinals baseball. We are here broadcasting live on YouTube as the designated hitter Zach Taylor will step in for the Cardinals in their bottom half of the 4th inning. The first pitch to Taylor is swung on and missed for strike 1. This one's outside and will go right to the backstop. Evens the count at 1-1. Swing and a miss from Taylor. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. This one's fouled off. That one's outside to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Cardinals DH. Taylor flew out to center field back in the 1st inning. Hits this one on the line to right field. The Bombers right fielder will get there. I had no idea. Thought Taylor was going to get a hit there, but the Bombers right fielder has got some speedy boots, and he gets there for out number 1. That'll bring in the Cardinals center fielder in Phil Wayland, who singled to left field back in the 2nd inning, was also left on base. But here in the 4th, he'll take a first pitch upstairs for ball number 1. That one's a called first strike on the outside corner to even the count at 1-1. This one's hit just over the pitcher into the middle. Phil Wingland will reach on the infield air charge to the shortstop. which will bring up shortstop in Logan McDougall. This one's a hit single right back up the middle for McDougall. 2 runners on here for the Cardinals in their bottom of the 4th. Kai Takahashi Ho drew the walk on the 10-pitch at-bat back in the 2nd inning. And he'll be up here in the 4th for the Cardinals. 2 runners on, 1 gone. Batting .136 on the season. This one's hit to right field, right to the right fielder for out number 2. A little bit of a challenge throwing it back in for the Bombers, but they keep Phil Whalen at second and McDougall on first. 2 gone. Nick White, the right fielder, lined out, hit the ball hard in the 2nd inning, but right at the shortstop, which was kind of unfortunate, which caught Takahashi Ho. Was on the steal. When you steal, the ball's lined. It's an easy double play. First pitch to Hoyt is outside, a curveball outside to be specific for ball 1. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Nick White is hit by the pitch. That will load the bases here for the Cardinals for Grant Kosenki. Grant Kosenki singled to left field. Hopefully he can do the same thing here or can get some runs in for the Cardinals. This one's hit deep down the left field line. This one will get to the wall. Grant Kosenki, 1 will score. Phil Whalen's in to score. And they'll stop Nick White at third. A double, 2 RBIs. Grant Kosenki. A big hit from Grant Kosenki, jumps on the first pitch, gets the Cardinals on the board. And that'll bring back up Tanner Huber with runners on 2nd and 3rd. 2 gone here in the Cardinals' 4th. First pitch catches the outside corner for a called first strike. Oh, it will be, yeah. Yeah. That'll do for the Cardinals here. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 Brooks Bomber error. They leave 2 men stranded. After 4 complete, it's the Brooks Bombers 12.
In the bottom fourth, there's 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 2 left on. After 4 complete.
Yes, that'll do for the Cardinals in their bottom of the 4th inning. Great hit from Grant Kosenki to get the Cardinals on the board. Cut the deficit to 12-2. We'll be right back with the top of the 5th as Garrett Houston will continue to work for the Cardinals. We'll be right back here on YouTube Live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the Western Canadian Baseball League matchup. Brooks Bombers currently lead the Cardinals in the top of the fifth, 12-2. And leading off for the Bombers is the shortstop, Zach Lehman. The first pitch from Houston into Lehman is hit in the gap to left center field. Looks like Whalen will get there in time to hold Lehman as for a single. Better be I Need You Now by Le'Veon Bell. That's all I got to say. So Lehman reaches on the single, which will bring to the plate Josh McIntyre, the left fielder, and he'll rip this one down the left field line past Kosenki. And Lehman's on his horse to third, and they'll stop him at third. Runners at second and third here in the Brooks Bombers top of the fifth.
Oh. Okay, thank you.
In the garbage. That's really strange. First pitch to Damian Rodriguez is upstairs for ball number one. Rodriguez singled as well as sacrificed and walked in the fourth. So going to miss for strike one, evens the count. This one's fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This one's hit right back at Houston, and the quick move will retire Rodriguez. It's the good play from Garrett Houston will record. That'll bring to the plate designated hitter Spencer Rankin. He'll take a first pitch outside for ball one. Want to know the count still? 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. The count to Spencer Rankin. Rankin draws the 4-pitch walk. That'll load the bases here for the Bombers. 2-1 gone, rather, here in their fifth. And Brendan Cates, the catcher, who reached on an error in the fourth, is back up at the plate. 1 for 3 on the line for him tonight. 305, like I said earlier. 305 average on the summer season for Cates. This one's hit deep into the left center gap, and it'll go all the way to the wall. The Bombers will score 1, they'll score 2, and they'll stop Spencer Rankin at third. Brendan Cates with a double, 2 RBIs. Still only 1 gone here in the Brooks fifth inning, as they now increase their lead to 14-2 at Jubilee Park. This one's hit down the line. The Bombers will score 2 more.
Here's with the 2 RBI double, brings up the right fielder, number 6, Danny Donald.
The double by McCoy Pierce increases their lead to 16-2. Outside, ball 1. Yeah. Second pitch is high and outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. The count to the Bombers' right fielder, Danny Donnelly. Donnelly's 1 for 3 tonight with a fly out, 2 flyouts to be exact, to right field. That one's another ball in the dirt. 3 balls, no strikes. Strike from Houston. 3 balls, 1 strike. That one's in the dirt as Houston walks him. 2 runners on here for the Bombers, and only 1 out here in the Cardinal 5th.
Number 30 back.
Nick Garcia. Nick Garcia will come in. So Nick Garcia will come in to pinch hit for the third baseman, Albert Vargas. Vargas went 0 for 3 on the night. And now Garcia will step in to face Garrett Houston here. Takes a first pitch called strike. No balls, 1 strike at the count. This one's hit a ton into the sky, but it'll fly foul. Or frozen yogurt. No balls, 2 strikes, the count to the pinch hitter, Nick Garcia. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Garcia. This one's fouled off to keep the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. This one's hit in the air to Takahashi Ho, and he will get under it. Out number 2 as Garcia goes down on sale. Beer's now on sale. 2 gone here in the Bombers' 5th. That'll bring back out Brock Partain, the center fielder. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to the center fielder for the Bombers, Brock Partain. Inside evens the count. Partain will single to center, but they will not score another run. And Garrett Houston will get a visit from bench boss and Robbie Dombrowski here in the 5th inning. While they're doing that, we'll take a break. We'll be right back with more Yorkton Cardinals baseball here on YouTube Live. Welcome back to Yorkton Cardinals baseball here on YouTube Live. We are in the 5th inning, and the Bombers are developing a 4-run inning with bases loaded and 2 gone. However, Cade Corbett will come into pitch for the Cardinals. Cade Corbett is usually known as a catcher. This is his first appearance, I believe, of the year, and the Brooks Bombers will also called first strike from Cade Corbett. Bounce fouled off over the screen, out of play. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Four 503. Yeah. This one's popped straight up over near the Brooks Bombers dugout, but it will get out of play for another foul ball to keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes to the Brooks Bombers shortstop. This one's hit back up the middle to the shortstop, Logan McDougall, and he will make the play.
In the top of the fifth inning, the Brooks Bombers scored 4 runs on 5 hits, there were no errors, 3 left on base. After 4 and a half, it's the Brooks Bombers 16, Cardinals 2.
That'll do it for the Bombers. They do score 4 runs off 5 hits, no errors, and do leave 3 men stranded on base. Heading to the bottom of the 5th, it's the Brooks Bombers 16, the Yorkton Cardinals 2. We'll be right back after this with more Yorkton Cardinal baseball. Welcome back to Yorkton Cardinals baseball here. A little quick one from Matt Corman as he flies out to the center fielder for out number 1, which flies out, like I said, to the center fielder for out number 1 to bring up the first baseman in Luke Shakarick. Shakarick reached on an infield error in the first and also struck out in the second. So nothing for 2. This one's hit a ton down the right field line, but it will get foul for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to count. Correction, 1 ball, 1 strike. Gretzky. The 1-1 offering to Shakarick is outside for ball 2. Weird hop over at first, but the first baseman will get there, and Shakarick is put out for out number 2.
Number 24, Zach Taylor.
Zach Taylor, the DH, is now in. 2 flyouts for him this evening so far. A deep shot to center as well as a well-hit ball, and this one's popped up to the third baseman, and he will get there. That does it for the Cards. No runs, no hits, no Bomber errors. Leave none stranded After 5 complete, it's the Cardinals 2, the Brooks Bombers 16. We'll be right back. We'll take a little break. We'll be right back with the top of the 6th just after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Yorkton Cardinals baseball. We are here in the 6th inning, and before we get underway, we do have some changes to announce. Nick Hoyt comes in to catch as Matt Corman is subbed out, and Sean Monroe will go into right field. So once again, Sean Monroe will bat in Matt Corman's spot in the lineup. He moves to right field, and Nick Hoyt moves from right field to the catcher position. Cade Corbett still on the mound for the Cardinals as Josh McIntyre leads things off. He takes the first pitch and rips it down the third base line for strike number 1. Second pitch from Corbett is outside for ball 1, evens the count. This one's fouled high and back.
Why does it feel so low?
Ball 2 evens the count, 2-2. Phil's count, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
They said, well, I'll start on fire. That's so dark. Oh. Well, it'd actually be pretty bright if we all cause a lot of. Okay.
Rodriguez draws the walk. Seven will come in over at just a second.
Pitch running at first base, number 7.
Brian Kimbrough.
Brian Kimbrough.
Brian Kimbrough will come into pinch run for Josh McIntyre. So that'll do it for McIntyre. Our assumption is Kimbrough will go out to left field in their bottom of the sixth. But for now, Damian Rodriguez, the first baseman, is now in to face Cade Corbett. None gone here. The first pitch from Corbin is grounded to Shakirik. He'll throw it over to second base to McDougall, and that's all they will get as Rodriguez reaches on the fielder's choice. Dax Wandler.
Pitch hitting is number 27, Dax Wandler.
Dax Wandler will come into pinch hit for the Bombers now here in the sixth. So that'll do it for Spencer Rankin, the DH. Our assumption is once again Wandler will be the designated hitter moving forward. A called first strike. Good pitch from Cade Corbett on the outside corner. This one's fouled back. No balls, 2 strikes to count. A good pitch from Cade Corbett, and Wandler is caught looking for out number 2.
That's the second of the meeting.
Now batting is Reese Whalen, the catcher.
Little late, but whatever. Like really hitting the
So Reese Whalen will step in here, 2 gone in the Bombers' sixth, as there is still a runner over at first, and this one will be popped up to Shakirik, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no Cardinal errors to leave one stranded. After 5.5, it's the Bombers 16, Yorkton Cardinals 2. We will take a break. We'll be back with the Cardinal bottom of the sixth here on YouTube Live.
Center fielder, number 6, Phil Whalen.
Phil Whalen will lead things off, as we welcome you back to Yorkton Cardinals baseball here on YouTube Live, as the Bombers have a commanding 16-2 lead on the Cardinals as we speak. And Whalen fouls that one back into the screen for strike number 1. Do I want one? Why, you have another one or what? Sure, I don't care. Was that a strike?
Yeah, foul call.
No balls, 2 strikes to Phil Wayland. That one's outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Cardinal center fielder. Logan McDougall waits on deck for the Cardinals. This one's hit sky high, staying in the infield, though, as the third baseman will get over there and catch it for out number 1.
Whalen pops up to the third baseman, first out of the inning. Now batting shortstop, number 15.
So Whalen flies out for out number 1 as the shortstop Logan McDougall will step in. Was a ground out victim back in the second. He singled in the 4th and scored as part of the Cardinals' 2-run 4th inning. This one's outside from Mondo for ball 1.
Oh my God. I hope it's bigger tomorrow.
This one's hit to the Bomber shortstop. He picks it up, fires across the diamond, and gets McDougall for out number 2.
She goes around a little short on the second out of the inning. Now batting left fielder, number 21, Kai Takahashi Ho. I don't remember the name.
From Victoria.
What name? Rana?
Rona Scott.
Okay.
Victoria.
Okay.
This one's a bloop to left field, and Takahashi Ho will reach with 2 gone here in the Cardinals' 6th.
Takahashi Ho singles to left. Now batting catcher, number 23, Nick Hoyt.
The first pitch to Nick Hoyt is in there for a called first strike.
Rana Scott from Victoria, British Columbia. Congratulations, Rana.
That one's outside, evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike to the Cardinals catcher. Swing and miss from Nick Hoyt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 gone here in the Cardinals' 6th. This one's blooped to right field. Ooh, and a nice catch from the Bomber. Right fielder sliding catch will get Nick Hoyt for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no Brook Bomber errors. They leave 1 man stranded. After 6 complete, it's the Brooks Bombers 16, the Yorkton Cardinals 2. We'll be right back with the top of the 7th here on YouTube Live. Welcome back to Yorkton Cardinals baseball here on YouTube Live. Thank you very much for joining us this evening for this Western Canadian Baseball League matchup between the Brooks Bombers and the Yorkton Cardinals. We are here in the top of the 7th, and McCoy Pierce, the second baseman, leads things off for the Bombers. Cade Corbett still on the mound for the Cardinals. Only change to announce is Peyton Harris has come in left field in replacement of Kai Takahashi-Ho. So that'll do it for Takahashi-Ho for the evening. A few hits for him, some good at-bats. And Peyton Harris will get tested out here. And he catches it for out number 1 as McCoy Pierce is put out for the first time this evening.
Now batting. Right fielder number 6, Danny Donnelly.
F7 if you're keeping track at home, which will bring up Danny Donnelly, the right fielder, who was a walk victim and was left on base in his last at-bat in the 5th inning. Taken for a ball. Yep. Two balls, no strike, the count to Danny Donnelly as the Brooks Bombers have action in their bullpen. Swing and a miss from Donnelly, 2 balls, 1 strike. A good pitch from Cade Corbett catches the inside corner for a called second strike to even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Inside for a ball, fills the count. The full count offering from Cade Corbett is drilled down the left field line. It'll be foul to keep the count full. Looking a good pitch from Corbett, but a little low according to home plate umpire Ron Shuchuk. Will allow Donnelly to reach on the walk. Drill down the left field line. It'll get to the wall, and Peyton Harris will pick it up there. As Garcia with a double. Bring it back to the top for the center fielder, Brock Partain. Called first strike to Partain. No balls, 1 strike. Partain is 2 for 5 on the evening, as he's one of only a few of the Brooks Bombers who started this game and are still in it, as they have made several substitutions. That's a curveball outside for another called strike. Catches the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 gone here in the Brooks Bombers 7th. Partain wanted to swing at it, but holds off for the first ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss from Partain as he goes down on strikes. He'll run there on a drop third strike.
That's the second out of the inning. Now batting shortstop number 12, Zach Lee.
I didn't think he was running, but Zach Lehman, the shortstop, back up for the plate. Yep. First pitch, ball. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. Missing stuff. Yeah. Okay. 1 ball, 1 strike. My apologies to Zach Lehman as he takes a third pitch called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss from Lehman. That will do it. No runs, 1 hit, no Cardinal errors. They leave 2 men on base. Heading to the bottom of the 7th, the Brooks Bombers lead 16-2. We'll do some singing 7th inning stretch coming up, and we'll be back with the bottom of the 7th here on YouTube Live and Yorkton Cardinals Baseball. Grant Kosanke is now batting for the Cardinals in the bottom of the 7th. Swing on and miss. No, 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count.
Yeah, we're on Tanner Huber next. And then Sean Monroe will be in for Corman. First out of the inning.
Kosanki goes down on strikes for out number 1 as Tanner Huber will come back in. Tanner Huber takes a first pitch outside for ball number 1. Yep. Second pitch in there for a called strike. So going to miss from Huber. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count.
Okay, now.
This one's popped up into foul territory, but the catcher won't get there. Keeps the count at 1 and 2.
No jersey number.
It says it's been saying that all game, so.
Oh, right here.
It's just the same thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's been saying that since the second inning, so. So I'm going to miss from Huber as he goes down on strikes.
That's the second out of the inning. Now batting right fielder, number 20, Sean Monroe. Okay, so Kosanki here. That's 1. Foul.
Yep.
There.
Hey. Sean Monroe now in batting for the Cardinals as he was the one who subbed in for Matt Corman. Takes a first pitch and fouls it back for strike 1. Ooh. Good curveball from Rodriguez is in there for a called second strike. This one's fouled off.
Once again, another Boston saw a foul ball. He's taking it back to the canteen. We had $1 or sweet candy.
One ball, 2 strikes, the count to Sean Monroe. A good curveball is called in there. Cardinals go down in order. No runs, no hits, no bomber errors. Nobody left on after 7 completed. It's the bomber 16. The Yorkton Cardinals too will be right back with the top of the 8th right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Yorkton Cardinals baseball. We are here in the top of the 8th, and Brian Kimbrough leading off for the Brooks Bombers, currently 0-2 the count after a called strike, and it fouled off. Swings and misses. Strike 3, rather, as Kimbrough goes down on strikes for out number 1. Damian Rodriguez, the pitcher, back in, as he began this game at first base. He is 1-for-3 tonight with a .290 average throughout the summer season. The first pitch to Rodriguez is ripped into center field. Looks like Phil Whalen will camp under it and make the catch. Out number 2 as Rodriguez flies out to Whalen. Dax Wandler, the first baseman, back in. Strikeout victim in the 6th. Called for strike, evens the count. This one's fouled off into the glove for a second strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count to Dax Wandler, the first baseman for the Bombers this evening. 1-2 offering from Cade Corbett is on the corner, and Wandler is caught looking. No runs, no hits, no Yorkton Cardinal errors. The Bombers leave no one on. Heading to the bottom of the 8th, it's the Brooks Bombers 16, Yorkton Cardinals 2. We'll be right back with the Cardinals bottom of the 8th here on YouTube Live after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Yorkton Cardinals baseball. We are broadcasting this evening on YouTube Live, and Jake Anderson will take his first at-bat as he is now taken over for Luke Shakirik at first base. And McCoy Pierce is now pitching for the Brooks Bombers, as Anderson will take a first pitch low and outside for ball 1. Called for strike, evens the count, 1-1. called. Second strike. Anderson goes down on strikes for out number 1 as Cade Corbett, the pitcher, will now come in to hit in Zach Taylor's spot. One gone here in the Cardinal 8th. Yeah. Ball. Outside, ball 1. This one's drilled by Corbett to center field, and that one will be caught.
Corbett flies up to center for the second out of the inning. Bringing out center fielder number 6.
10, Andrew Magnus.
Pitching will be number 10, Andrew Magnus.
Pinch hitting for the Cardinals here will be number 10, Andrew Magnus. That'll do it for Phil Whalen in center field.
Corbett must have just come in for Taylor right from the beginning. Yes, I don't know.
Well, Taylor DH'd a few times. First pitch, ball outside. 1-0 the count to Andrew
I know.
Magnus, the pinch hitter here. This one's fouled off into the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 offering to Andrew Magnus is swung on and popped straight up, but this one will get out of play right in front of the bleachers. Good effort by the Bomber first baseman as he ran all the way, but fortunately it was out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to the pinch hitter. Fouled off at home plate, keeps count 1-2. One and two offering is swung on and missed, as that'll do it for the Cards here in the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and they leave nobody stranded after 8 complete. It's the Bombers 16, Cardinals 2. We'll be right back with the top of the 9th here on YouTube Live and Yorkton Cardinals Baseball. Reese Whalen will lead things off for the Bombers here in the top of the 9th, as the Bombers have a 14-run lead here at Jubilee Park. The ball is in the dirt for ball one. This one's fouled off just over the Brooks dugout for strike one.
Once again, foul, Nissan.
The 1-1 offering from Cade Corbett to Reese Whalen. He's hit right back to him. Looks like it will just about sneak through, but Tanner Huber does stop it in the shallow outfield. So Whalen reaches on the infield single. Now brings the plate the pitcher, number 22, McCoy Pierce, who is 2 for 3 on the night, including a 3-run homer back in the third. That was part of one of two of their big innings. That's right, Ross. A swing and a miss from Pierce. Yeah, hasn't allowed a run yet. No balls, 1 strike to count to McCoy Pierce. Some dedicated fans still sticking around here at Jubilee Park. Second pitch is in the dirt to even the count at 1-1. Let's move the camera. Put the camera on you. The 1-1 offering from Cade Corbett to McCoy Pierce is upstairs for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. This one's fouled off. A loud one right on the sound booth, as you might have heard. So that's Pierce fouls that one straight back on top of the sound booth. It's a loud one. Evens the count, though. Otherwise, at 2 balls and 2 strikes. None gone here in the Bombers' 9th. As Whalen's still over at first. This one's drilled back up the middle. It'll get into center field as the Bombers now got 2 on with none out here in the 9th. Danny Donnelly, the right fielder for the Bombers. My correction, 13. Dallas Forno. Dallas Forno will come into pinch hit for the Brooks Bombers here in place of Danny Donnelly, the right fielder. Hoping to get a ground ball here in somewhere in the middle infield. And the first pitch to Forno is just a tad outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. This one's hit in the gap. Looks like Peyton Harris is on the run. He'll get there as Forno flies out to Peyton Harris. F7 if you're keeping score at home. Beer batter and Nick Garcia will now be up. We get a visit to the mound as Cade Corbett recorded that first out. We'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboards, and some of the games are still to go. The game between Edmonton and Fort McMurray will be postponed to tomorrow due to some rain, so they will play a doubleheader. Medicine Hat currently beating Melville 16-2 in the top of the 9th inning. The Lethbridge Bulls trailed the Okotoks Dogs at Seaman Stadium in the top of the 7th, 8-2. In the bottom of the 7th, in Swift Current, the 57s and Miller Express out of Moose Jaw are tied at 6. And final tonight as the Regina Red Sox defeated the Weyburn Beavers 4-1 at Curry Field. In this game, however, Nick Garcia is at the plate. One gone here in the Brooks Bombers 9th as the first pitch is in there for a called first strike. No balls, 1 strike. Second pitch is a ball to even the count. 1-1. Called second strike, 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to the Bombers' third baseman. This one's grounded down the third base line, but we'll get foul. This one's fouled off at home. Fouled off at home once again. Keeps the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Garcia. It's a ball inside, evens the count, 2-2 at the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Garcia's fighting here in the 9th. This one's hit it deep down the left field line, and it will get fouled to keep the count 2-2. A good battle going on here at Jubilee Park between Nick Garcia and Cade Corbett. Garcia's not letting go. This one's popped straight up, and Grant Kosenki will move into foul territory, move under it, and catch it for out number 2. So Garcia flies out to Kosenki. The beer is now on sale as we consider a beer batter here in Jubilee Park. Brock Partain, the center fielder, 2 for 6 on his line tonight, was a strikeout victim, 2-3. A drop third strike back in the 7th. So 2 gone here in the Brooks Bombers 9th, and Cade Corbett's first offering to Partain is in there. Inside corner for a called first strike. This one's popped deep into right field, but will get foul in the Bomber bullpen to make the count no balls and 2 strikes to the Bomber center fielder. That's it for the Bombers here. No runs, 2 hits, no Yorkton Cardinals. They leave 2 stranded. Heading to the bottom of the 9th, it's the Bombers 16, Cardinals 2. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 9th here on YouTube Live in Yorkton Cardinals baseball. Welcome back, Cardinal fans. Thank you for everyone who has stuck with me the whole way. We are here in the bottom of the 9th. Cardinals down by 14 here in the 9th. Big comeback on the run, we hope. No, I doubt it. Yeah. McDougall, first pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. This one's a ton out to left center. McDougall will reach on the double. Cardinals got a base runner here in the 9th. Peyton Harris, the left fielder, will now come into bat with a runner on here as McDougall reached on the double. First pitch is in there, called strike to Peyton Harris. Harris hits this one up the middle. It'll be in there, as they will send McDougall not around third, and he'll stop there as Peyton Harris with a single. Nick White, the catcher, now in for the Cardinals. None gone in their 9th as there's runners at first and third. What is going on here? First pitch to Nick Hoyt is in the dirt. Didn't go very far. Ball 1. Runners will stay put. This one's a back up the middle. Nick Hoyt will have a single and the RBI. Back up the middle. So the Cardinals trim the lead to 13 now. Hoping for the longest 9th inning in history here in the Western Canadian Baseball League. It's a start. Granko Sankey, the third baseman, now in. Takes first pitch outside for a ball. This one's popped straight up and over the sound booth for strike number 1. Fouled off once again. This one's hit the center field, and the infield fly rule has been called, even though the ball was caught in center field. 2 gone, otherwise, or rather 1 gone, otherwise. Tanner Huber, the second baseman, now in for the Cards. He's 0 for 4 on the night with a ground out. He used the fielder's choice. Struck out as well. Yelling section on the scoreboard. This one's fouled off at home plate for strike 1. This one's fouled off once again. 0-2 the count. Tanner Huber, no balls, 2 strikes, the count to the Cardinals second baseman. Rips this one to second base. 4-6-3 double play, and that does it. Final score, the Brooks Bombers 16. 16-3. The final score, the Bombers, 16 runs, 16 hits. They also had 2 errors. Cardinals, final line score, 3 runs off 8 hits and 2 team errors. The Yorkton Cardinals and Brooks Bombers will finish off their 3-game series tomorrow afternoon, 2:05 p.m. Central Time here at Jubilee Park in Yorkton. Once again, Yorkton Cardinals, Brooks Bombers return to action tomorrow afternoon, 2:05. Tune in. You can check on our Twitter page at Cardinals WCBL, where you can find the link to tomorrow's game as well. Once again, tomorrow's Sunday matinee, 2:05 Jubilee Park, against the same visiting Brooks Bombers. Once again, final score from Jubilee Park, it was the Brooks Bombers 16, the Yorkton Cardinals 3. I'm Luke Walters saying goodnight from Jubilee Park, and we'll see you tomorrow afternoon.